So this video should affect everyone in the junk removal business. And there is so many things that affect what the future holds for junk removal. I want to get into what the future holds for this business, this industry, and how the economy of the United States is going to affect us. Let's get into that video right now. My name is Ricardo. I'm owner of junkguysdfw.net. I'm also owner of 2 haunted houses here in the DFW area, including some out of the state. Not haunted houses, junk removal services. But today, I don't want to get into that. Let's talk about what the future holds for junk removal. And how some of the things, hey, what's up, bro? What's up? And how I see the outlook of it. And I'm going to be honest with you. My business has survived three huge economic recessions. The housing crash, COVID, the dot-com bubble. These things were horrible. But for some reason, my business survived and a lot of other businesses survived. We always have that term recession-proof. Now, I'm going to get into the business because I think everybody wants to know how I think or what my opinion about it is. I will tell you this. Big blessings to you, brother. There's some factors in it. And one of the biggest factors that happens to do if we're going to be busier or how the economy is going to go, it affects us so greatly. Do not take this video with a grain of salt. Take this with knowledge that you're getting from me, okay? First thing is, the interest rates on housing, they're high right now. How does that affect us? Well, I want you to think about this. Investors are customers. They're realtors, they're owners, they're landlords, okay? Let's just take that. How many of us use those as customers, okay? When an investor invests in a house, the interest rate number to buy that house has to be at a certain number. So right now the interest rate is high, but if it drops down to 2 points or even 0.5, it makes a huge difference in profit for these companies, for these investors. Then they buy houses, then they buy land, and then they build houses and they build businesses, shopping centers, malls. Why does that affect us? This is why. Because when a family moves into a new house that's newly built from an investor, they have cardboard boxes. And those cardboard boxes get removed by us. When a family moves from Keller to Dallas, there's going to be junk left over. They call us. But what's going on right now? The housing market is absolutely trash right now. There's not a lot of people buying houses, and then the prices of houses are so high that people can't afford them. But why? I'm going to explain that too. The interest rate of the Fed, they have it so high right now that it's not allowing investors, landlords, normal people with a lot of money just to buy a piece of land, a piece of property, to flip it. Why? Because the interest rate's too high, and that affects us. Now, that's not changing anytime soon. So I don't see the economy moving. Here's the big one. Now you're going to say, oh, it doesn't affect us. President Trump, when he came into office, he put tariffs on all these companies. And I'm going to give you an example of a tariff. Toyota Tundra. Let's say you wanted to buy a Toyota Tundra. He tells China, hey, we're putting a 20% tariff on your company. They ship over a $50,000 vehicle to the United States. Okay? I want you to understand this. Who pays the tariff? We're charging them 20% extra for anything they import to the United States. Okay? They are raising the price on that vehicle to us. So instead of us getting a deal from China off a $50,000 vehicle, the vehicle is now $60,000. But who pays the tariff still? If we get that vehicle from China here on the United States soil, we got to pay the tariff now. We impose the tariff on them. Now, I'm not going to lie. So far on tariff, the United States have made a little over like $800 billion off tariffs. We've made money, but we spent that money. That money is already spent. I want you to understand this. When we imposed that tariff, things for us got more expensive because the United States is receiving 20%. They raised the tariff price to China and said, now you cannot ship that vehicle to us for 10%. We're raising it to 20%. And they said, no problemo. We're going to raise the price of our trucks from $50,000 to $60,000. Now we're paying for it. They did that to wood. They did that to metal. They did that to food. Anything that's imported over the water, they did that to us. Do you understand that? It made the prices of everything to go up higher. Everything. Which puts pressure on the individual, the investor. Hey, I could put up this house, example, we'll put up this house for $100,000. Now that house is costing them $130,000. We're out. We're not going to build a house until the tariffs are fixed. Now I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. Okay? The Supreme Court has stepped in and has told President Trump that he has done something illegal, imposing tariffs on all these countries. You want to see how bad the economy is going to get? This. And today they're announcing it. I think it's going to be like New York time at like 12 p.m. or something. So it might have just happened. If Donald Trump did something illegal and they say, hey, you've done something illegal, we're stopping these tariffs, we got to pay that money back. The $800 billion that we got from all those companies in the past, we got to give it back to them. You want to see the economy fail? That's how the economy is going to fail. The Supreme Court is holding us by the balls right now. You want to see a recession that's going to hit us economically really bad? Is if they announce that President Trump did something illegal. The economy is not that great right now either, but now we got to pay back $800 billion back to Toyota, to China, to Indonesia, to Bangladesh, who makes t-shirts, everybody. We got to pay them all back that money because President Trump imposed these tariffs when he first came into office. Why? He imposed the tariffs because he saw an opportunity to make more money and these people were just using us. Okay? Now, how does that affect us? How does it not affect us? We're ground zero, man. Imagine that. If the Supreme Court rules that he did something illegal, we got to give that money back. That comes out of the government's money, man. That comes out of our pockets. Now, if the Supreme Court says everything's okay, he didn't do it illegally, it stabilizes the economy, and the economy will stay like it is, trying to grow. Is it going to be any better for the United States? No, it's not. But it's not anything bad like paying back the $800 billion. Okay? We are not going to have to pay that money back. And that's the good thing about it. So hopefully the United States Supreme Court announces that President Trump didn't do anything illegal by imposing these tariffs on all these countries. There are so many dynamics. You I remember we had this meeting at one of our meetings in junk removal that we have every Tuesday night. Tonight we have one. And someone said, Ricardo, are the tariffs going to affect us? And I said, no, they won't affect us for another year. Well, guess what? It's a year now. They're affecting us. All these tariffs are affecting us right now. If you used to do 10 jobs a week and you're doing 3 jobs, the tariffs are affecting you. They are. Because the price of metal, the price of wood, the price to dispose of this stuff, everything has gone up. And we've been affected by it. Politics have came into this business and hurt us. The economy is just bad right now. My outcome in the future of this economy relies on a lot of things. Are the feds going to drop the interest rate? Is the Supreme Court going to rule in favor of Donald Trump or against Donald Trump? I don't know. But I will tell you, if we have to pay back the mistakes that our president did to make money, and we have to pay that money, we're screwed. We are screwed. We're screwed, and I think the United States will fall into recession, and we have to pay that money back, and that money's already spent. It's already spent. Hopefully, that there's a solution that we find in this that could work out for everyone. Because right now, we're not doing that great. There's a lot of companies folding. There's a lot of junk removal services closing their doors right now. And there's a lot of veterans like myself who just ain't making money. And there's a lot of people like myself that are just hurting. Where does your junk removal service stand in this economy? And you're getting in your reserves right now, all the money you saved up, you're getting in your reserve. You wanted to come off that truck. Now you're jumping back on that truck. I will tell you this, right now what I would do is cut your expenses. Do what you got to do. If you just bought a truck, send it back. If you just started doing SEO, start it back. If you're just paying somebody for all that stuff, send it back. Stop doing all that stuff. And I'm going to get into another video. I'm going to do another video about that pretty soon, about how to save money and what things that you can do right now to save money for your business, okay? Anyway, I want to make it clear, I don't see anything coming good about this whole Supreme Court. I don't see anything good coming out from the housing market and the pricing dropping. It affects everybody. If you don't think the tariff affects you, go to Home Depot and buy some wood. You'll see how the tariff affects you. The price of a 2x4 used to be $4, bro. Go buy one now. Bye-bye.